Hello, welcome to Pilot Mom. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Katrina. And before we get started, I'm just going to apologize for my voice and my eyes. I've been coughing so much that my eyes have gone bloodshot, and I am just a constant stream of hot water, honey, and lemon trying to nurse this. So again, bear with me. So today we're talking seats. Have you ever arrived to your seat on the airplane and thought to yourself, once you get to that seat, this has got to be the worst seat, not only in this airplane, but maybe the entire fleet at this airline? Well, I have a handy way that you can either see what seat you're going to get once it's already been assigned to you, or you can look at this information and pick a seat. You're gonna have to usually pay the airline to choose the seat, but these are handy resources to pick the best seat for you. Airplane seats come in all shapes and sizes. Some are close to the galley and the lavatories, which you might like if you are an avid bathroom user, or you might not like that if you have a baby nearby and you don't want to keep getting bumped by passengers being so close to the lavatories, or you don't want baby's head to get bumped by the service trolleys. So you might not want to sit near the galleys or the lavatories. Some are bulkhead seats, where it's just the bulkhead right in front of you. Some people love that, but you can't put anything underneath the seat in front of you because there is no underneath the seat in front of you. And a lot of the times the seats there don't have armrests that come up and down. So that's another kind of negative for some people. Another one would be windows. Some window seats don't actually have windows, so it's nice to kind of find out where they are, especially if you're like me and you love looking out the window. It's best to be prepared beforehand and know that you're getting into that situation where you're excited to look at the views and the mountains and the prairies and all the cool things, and you're not going to see any of it. So let's get started, shall we? So the three websites I'm going to be covering, there are lots out there, but the three I'm going to be covering today are Seat Guru, Seat Maestro, and Aerolopa, which is a new one to me. I have always really liked Seat Guru, but while researching for this video, it actually looks like they stopped updating the website in 2020. So that's there's still really valuable information on it, but if you are flying a newer airplane like the Airbus 220, they don't have seat maps for that. And I verified that today by taking a route from Air Canada that I know that they use the Airbus 220 to operate, which is between Ottawa and Calgary. And it came up that it said that there's no seat map. So that information's just not been loaded. So if you're traveling on newer airplanes like the A220, it might just not have that info. I also emailed Seat Guru just to see maybe they have started operating again. And the response that I got was that they are currently not making additional updates to our content on the site, and we are unable to provide other support. So that tells me that it's kind of not doing anything. So that being said, take all this information with a grain of salt, bounce the information off of the three different websites I'm giving you. Use the airline's website as well if they do have seat maps. Sometimes they don't really show the good, the bad, and the ugly the way that these websites do, and that's the purpose of these websites, is to show you what's good and kind of what's bad. So let's talk about Seat Guru. Seat Guru came about in 2001. In 2007, they were acquired by, you know them, TripAdvisor, and it looks like they stopped operating again around 2020. They would put up comments by travelers about the actual seat, so you can actually see pictures and things, but there's been no new comments or pictures since 2020. As for Canadian Airlines, they have Air Canada, Air Transat, Porter, Sunwing, Swoop, and Transat, if I said that, and WestJet. I think I repeated one there. So for some of the majors in Canada, Lynx and Flair are missing. So let's take a look. So this is the homepage on Seat Guru. Has a couple ads. It's not super flashy or busy though. It's a nice layout. So you simply put in your information. So Air Canada, let's say we're traveling on the 13th of January from Toronto to Montreal. If you know your flight number, you can actually add it in there and you just go find. It comes up, I used to have a Mini Cooper. Why are you doing this to me, ads? So it comes up with a list of all of the flights between Toronto and Montreal on that day. And as you see, there's a whole bunch that say no map. So I'm assuming that must be using the Airbus 220 and they don't have updated current maps. So let's pick an airplane here. Let's do the Boeing 787 MAX. We'll view map. So it comes up, again, not super busy. There's a picture of the airplane with some seating details. So it breaks it down. There are 16 recliner seats in business, 153 standard seats in economy, and it gives you the pitch and the width of it as well. If you scroll down, it gives you the key. So we have good seats, be aware seats, bad seats, mixed reviews, and then it gives you galley, lavatory, closet, bassinets, etc. Going up, we have user comments, and none of them, as I was saying, are more current than 2020. So that tells me that, even passenger information is not being loaded up anymore. Going back up, we have an overview. We have the amenities for the flight. Don't do it. And traveler photos. And now we have our airplane. And we'll start at the back because we're already here. That is a lavatory, galley, and a galley. Does that mean crew seat? Yeah. So this is a flight attendant seat here. And these ones are red, likely because it's so close to the galley and 2 lavatories. Passengers tend to line up in the aisle. So that's why this one's going to be red as well. Proximity to the galley and lavatories might be bothersome. But to be honest with you, I would have all of these seats probably be yellow because passengers, again, do tend to line up in the aisle. And especially with a young baby with you, you don't want that head to be getting bonked the whole time. The gray shaded parts here are the wings. The arrows here are the emergency exits. You have extra leg space here in these seats. These ones are, I'm going to say, don't recline because they can't recline at the emergency exit because it might impede an evacuation should that time have to unfortunately come. And red, what are we saying here? This one does not have a window. So that's a perfect example of that. What's this guy? Same thing. You can read that just as good as I can. And yeah, so this is the information. Again, we see our closet, our lavatory, crew seat. I guess that's the worst seat in the whole house, eh? Right beside the galley, right beside the lavatory. I guess you have to work it in the lavatory. Sorry, not the lavatory, the galley if you're a flight attendant, so that's not so bad. Next is Seat Maestro. And so this one was created in 2004 by 2 frequent travelers out of Spain. And the Canadian airlines that they have listed are Air Canada, Porter, Transat, and WestJet. So they are missing quite a few of the larger Canadian airlines, but surprisingly, they actually have some smaller ones, for example, Comair and Air Inuit. So that's kind of neat. So let's look at this one. All right, next is Seat Maestro. This is the homepage for them. Scroll down a bit. I just find it very there's a lot of ads and things going on. And there are some pop-ups once in a while as well. Anyways, we will go to airlines. And this is a list of their airlines that they have. And we did Air Canada. Let's do Air Transat, I think I said. No, you know what? Let's do Porter. I know my alphabet. There we go. So they have Bombardier Q400. And here it is. So we again have some passenger reviews. There are no traveler photos. Economy class, we have 70 seats. The pitch is 34. And unlike Seeker, where you hover over it, you get information. This one does not. But this one's pretty standard. Again, crew seat, probably the entertainment system, and a bathroom and a closet. These are exits. And if we scroll back, this one's saying that these are, going to be busy. Oh, there's a pop-up. I already said, don't show this again. And here we are. See, this kind of stuff annoys me a lot. Red is going to be no-go for a galley. There's another crow seat. So pretty standard. Again, lots of ads and stuff that just kind of pop up and kind of overpopulate the page. And the next one is a new one to me, and I'm actually quite excited about it. It's called Aerolopa, L-O-P-A, which is location of passenger accommodations. This website's really clean and concise. There's not a lot of busyness going on, a lot of ads blinking in your face. It's very clean that way. But it is limited. It is newer, and they are hoping to put up more airlines as they kind of grow. So that's really exciting, and hopefully that continues to happen. So the Canadian airlines that they have on Aerolopa are Air Canada, WestJet, and Porter, and that's it, unfortunately. Again, hopefully they start getting things like Swoop and Sunwing and some of the other ones, Air Transat, etc. A neat thing about Aerolopa is that it is apparently completely accurate, completely to scale. So where the seat is, it's exactly how it shows to the window, which is exactly, you know, where the configuration, like where the wing is, everything is exactly to scale, which is kind of neat. The downside to that is you can't hover over a seat and it doesn't give you kind of a detailed description like Seat Guru does. And excitingly, Porter is starting with a new airplane on their fleet, which is the Embraer 195 E2. Yay! That's really exciting. They start operations with this aircraft in February, and it's not been loaded on Aerolopa yet. So keep an eye out for that if you are traveling with the Porter's new airplane in the upcoming future here. So let's look at Aerolopa. All right, here we have my new favorite, Aerolopa. This is their homepage. It's very clean. There's no ads, right? No ads. These are all the airplanes that they have, airlines. So I'm just gonna go, what should we try? Let's go to WestJet. Click on that. We're gonna try the Boeing 787. This is the Dreamliner. They have one version of this, the 900. So here it's again very clean. They might have, some airlines might have different versions of the same plane. So for example, 787-800, they would have, you know, a different one right here. So this is the airplane, and then how many seats in each class. So this is whatever the business class is called at WestJet, 16 seats there, and then the one class up from there is 28 seats, and then the next is 276 seats in basic economy. So we're gonna click this, and it gives you a really nice large picture map of the airplane. And again, apparently this is completely to scale, and all of these angles are apparently completely accurate. So when we see an example, like the door of the aircraft is kind of protruding out here, that's actually how it would be in the aircraft. So it's cool. These little babies, that's where bassinets can go. So maybe if you are sensitive to babies crying, there might be more around these seats. So for you, maybe that's not something that you want. As we were saying, windows 5 Alpha and 5 Kilo don't have a window beside them. So if you want to peer out at the beautiful sights, that's not the seat for you. As we continue along, we have 4 lavatories here, 1 bassinet here. Again, those doors are protruding, but you're going to have a look at all this space here that you can kind of stretch out. Continue on, we have another lavatory, and a galley area. And I'm pretty sure the red and the green are just showing what side of the aircraft you're on. The red light is on the left side of the aircraft, and the green is on aircraft right. Sorry, red is on the left, and green is on the right. So I think that's just showing, you know, which way is up, essentially. Yeah, so hopefully they start adding some more airplanes. That would be awesome. So in conclusion, use these 3 websites to kind of bounce off of each other to get the best accurate picture that you can for the seat that you are going to be given or have been given, or that you would like to purchase ahead of time from the airline. Unfortunately, you can't book seats on these websites. These are third party from the airline, so there's always that chance things that might change. And again, you can't book the seats on this website. It's just purely guidelines. So I really hope Aerolopa kind of continues to expand and grow. I will be keeping an eye on it. I am liking what I'm seeing with them. It's very clean and sleek. So fingers crossed. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoy some of my previous videos. I hope you learned something today, and I hope you follow along for future videos and like, subscribe, comment, share.